The whisper in the dark. The colony station was silent, floating in the endless dark of space. Only the hum of machines and the flicker of weak lights filled the long corridors. A human soldier walked slowly through the medical bay, his boots making soft echoes against the metal floor. He had been ordered to check this section because the scanners had picked up strange readings, but no one else wanted to come here. The medical bay was abandoned, yet the doors had been locked from the inside. As he stepped deeper, the air felt heavy, like something unseen was watching him. Then he froze. A sound reached his ears, soft, broken, and almost too weak to notice. A whisper carried through the silence. The soldier tilted his head, his heart racing. The voice was faint, almost like the wind, but it was clear. "I can't breathe." The words sent a chill through him. He looked around the room, eyes moving over broken machines and empty beds. At first he thought he imagined it, but then the voice came again, desperate and trembling. "I can't breathe." He followed the sound, each step slower than the last, his hand close to the weapon at his side. At the far end of the room stood a sealed chamber, covered in thick metal plates. It shook slightly, as if something inside was struggling. The soldier's breath grew heavy. His instincts screamed that it could be a trap. But the whisper came again, weak and full of pain. "I can't breathe, please." His fingers trembled as he touched the cold surface of the cover. It was old, but glowing with faint alien symbols. He had seen machines like this before, used for experiments that humans were never meant to see. He pulled his hand back, torn between fear and duty. Maybe it was a trick. Maybe an alien soldier, hiding. Maybe poison waiting to be released. But the voice sounded so real, so broken that he could not walk away. He leaned closer, pressing his ear against the metal. Inside, he heard weak coughing, the sound of someone choking, his chest tightened, his mind racing. This was no trick, this was someone dying. He searched the side of the chamber, his hands brushing over the strange markings. Finally, he found a handle, hidden under dust and dried stains. He hesitated, his heart beating like thunder in his chest. If he opened it, there would be no turning back. But if he walked away, he would always hear that voice. In his head, with a deep breath, he pulled the handle. The chamber hissed as the seal broke. Releasing a thin mist into the room, he coughed and stepped back, but his eyes stayed on the opening. The cover moved slowly, like something alive resisting his pull. Then, suddenly, a pale hand slipped out, shaking and clawing at the air. Soldier's breath caught in his throat. It was not human, the fingers were longer, the skin faintly glowing. The hand reached toward him like a drowning soul reaching for light. He grabbed it without thinking, the skin cold and fragile in his grip. The whisper came again, this time right in front of him. "I can't breathe." The cover slid further back, revealing the figure inside. An alien woman, her body weak, her chest rising and falling in sharp gasps. Her eyes opened, glowing faintly with silver light, full of terror and desperation. She looked at him like he was her last chance to survive, and in that moment his heart froze. He pulled the cover away completely, his hands shaking. The alien woman collapsed into his arms, her breath shallow and broken. Her skin was marked with strange burns, and wires had been forced into her veins. She tried to speak but only choked, her lips trembling. Finally, she whispered, her voice so fragile it could vanish with the next breath. "They betrayed me." The soldier's mind spun, questions fighting inside his head. Why was she here? Why was she trapped like this? And who had done this to her? He looked down at her face, so weak, yet so full of pain. She gripped his arm with the little strength she had left, her eyes begging him not to let go. For a moment he forgot orders, forgot fear, forgot the war outside. He was holding someone who had been left to die in silence. But before he could ask more, heavy footsteps echoed from the hallway. Voices, sharp and alien, filled the air. The soldier's blood ran cold. Whoever had put her in this chamber was coming back, and if they found him here with her, they would both be dead. He looked at the door, then at the alien woman in his arms. She whispered again, her voice shaking, "Hide, please." The soldier's heart pounded, every second stretching like eternity. He knew he had only moments to decide. The whisper of the alien woman still echoed in his ears, and he realized that whatever was happening here, it was only the beginning. The hidden chamber. The soldier pressed his back against the cold wall. The alien woman lay weak in his arms, her breath still shallow, her silver eyes half open. The sound of footsteps grew louder, heavy boots hitting the metal floor. Outside, strange alien voices echoed closer, their tones sharp and commanding. His heart raced, sweat rolled down his forehead. He looked at the chamber cover lying half open. He had no choice. If they saw her outside, both of them would be killed. Quickly, he lowered her back into the chamber. Her trembling hand tried to stop him, but he whispered softly, "Stay quiet, trust me." He pulled the cover just enough to hide her. The footsteps stopped at the door. A hiss of pressure filled the room as the metal door slid open. 3 alien guards stepped in, tall, armored, their glowing eyes scanning the bay. The soldier hid in the shadows behind broken equipment, holding his breath. One guard walked close to the chamber, placing his hand on the cover. The alien symbols glowed faintly, reacting to the touch. The soldier's heart almost stopped. If the guard opened it, she would be found. But after a few moments, the guard grunted something to the others. They turned, their voices filled with irritation. Then slowly they walked out, the door sealing shut behind them. The soldier exhaled, his chest burning from holding his breath. Too long. He hurried to the chamber and pulled the cover open again. The alien woman gasped for air, coughing violently. Her hands clutched his arm, her body shaking. "They are hunting me," she whispered, her voice cracked with fear. "They will never let me live." The soldier frowned, confusion twisting in his mind. "Why? Who are you? Why would they trap you in this?" he asked, his voice low but sharp. She looked at him with pain in her glowing eyes. "I was part of them. I worked for the council, but I betrayed them." Her words were broken, but each one stabbed through the silence. She explained in short breaths. She had been a scientist, working on dangerous devices meant to test human strength and endurance. The chamber she was trapped in was one of those devices designed to drain air, to push humans to the edge of suffocation. But when she saw what the council planned to do with it, using it on entire colonies, she tried to stop them. For that, they marked her as a traitor. The soldier's stomach tightened, anger mixing with shock. So this chamber was never meant for her. It was designed for humans, a weapon disguised as medical tech. He clenched his fists, realizing what it meant. The council had been preparing something far darker than the humans knew before he could ask more. Alarms blared through the bay, red lights flashed, the walls shook with the sound of metal plates locking into place. "They know," the alien woman gasped, her weak voice trembling. "They know the chamber was opened." The soldier pulled her close, looking around for an escape. The main door was sealed, heavy metal layers locking it tight, but he spotted a narrow maintenance hatch at the back of the bay. It was small, meant for cables and repair drones, but maybe just enough. He lifted her carefully, her body light and fragile in his arms. Her breath rattled as if each inhale was a fight. She pressed her face against his shoulder, whispering again, "If they find me alive, they will kill you too." The soldier gritted his teeth, whispering back, "Then they will have to try." He forced the hatch open, sparks falling as metal scraped against metal. He pushed her inside first, crawling behind her through the narrow passage. The sound of guards breaking into the medical bay thundered behind them. Alien voices shouted, angry and confused. The soldier crawled faster, dragging her weak body along the dark tunnel. The passage opened into another chamber, this one smaller, filled with strange alien machines humming with power. The walls glowed with symbols he did not understand. The alien woman's eyes widened with fear. "No, not this place," she whispered, almost in tears. The soldier looked at her sharply. "What is it? What are they hiding here?" Her voice broke. "This is where they built the prototypes, forbidden devices, things that should never exist." Before he could respond, a loud crash shook the walls. The guards were breaking through the hatch behind them, The soldier pulled her close again, his weapon ready, but she grabbed his wrist, her voice shaking. "Listen to me, if you want to live, you must not touch the black console." Her warning sent shivers down his spine. He turned and saw it, a massive black console in the center of the room, pulsing faintly like a living heart. The air around it felt heavy, poisonous, as if even standing near it could crush a human soul. The soldier's breath caught. He realized he was standing inside the hidden chamber of the council, and the truth waiting here was darker than he ever imagined. The forbidden secret. The soldier's eyes locked on the black console. It stood in the center of the hidden chamber, pulsing faintly like a dark heart. The air around it shimmered, heavy and unnatural. Every instinct inside him screamed to stay away. The alien woman clutched his arm, her breath weak but urgent. "You don't understand. That console is alive," she whispered, her silver eyes wide with fear. "It feeds on thought, on life itself." The soldier frowned, his grip tightening. On his weapon. Machines were not alive, they were tools, but this one radiated something different. It felt like it was watching him, waiting for him. The walls trembled as guards hammered at the hatch behind them. The woman's voice shook. "They built this to test humans, to see how long your kind could resist madness." Her lips trembled as she continued. "I helped design its shell, but I never knew what was inside, until it was too late." The soldier glanced at the hatch, then at her. "Then tell me, what's inside it?" he demanded. Her eyes filled with tears. An ancient parasite, older than the council, something they found drifting in space. They trapped it here to use its hunger as a weapon. The soldier's stomach tightened. So this was not just alien technology. This was something far older, something that should never have been touched. The pounding grew louder, the hatch beginning to bend under the force of the guards outside. The woman pulled herself closer to him, whispering with desperation, "If it touches your mind, you will never escape. It will drain your thoughts until nothing is left." The soldier gritted his teeth, forcing calm into his voice. "Then we stay away from it. We find another way out." But even as he spoke, the console pulsed brighter, and a faint whisper filled the air. Not the alien woman's voice, not the guards, but something deeper, older, a voice that slid into his head like ice. "You opened the chamber, you freed her, now open me." His blood ran cold. The voice was soft but powerful, pressing against his thoughts. For a moment he felt his hand twitch toward the console without his control. The alien woman grabbed him sharply, pulling his arm down. "Don't listen. It knows how to trick humans. It will make you believe it is your own thought." The hatch behind them burst, sparks flying as armored guards forced their way in. The soldier raised his weapon, firing into the dark hallway, the blasts lighting the chamber. 2 guards fell, but more pushed forward, their glowing eyes unblinking. The soldier backed up, dragging the woman with him. The black console pulsed again, and the whisper grew louder. "You cannot win, human. Let me help you. I can make you strong." The soldier shook his head violently, his jaw tight. He fired again, blasting another guard, but the voice pressed harder. It showed him visions. Humans marching with alien weapons, humans conquering worlds. It promised him victory, power, survival. It promised he could protect Earth forever. For one moment he almost believed it. His hand reached toward the black console, his fingers shaking. The alien woman cried out, her voice sharp with terror. "No, if you touch it, you will never be yourself again." Her words cut through the fog in his mind. He jerked his hand back, breathing hard. The parasite inside the console hissed in anger, the whisper turning into a growl. "You are weak, human. You will break soon." The soldier turned his eyes toward the alien woman, her face pale, her body trembling, but her eyes steady on his. She whispered, "They used me to study the parasite, but I saw what it truly wants, not just to test, not just to feed." Her breath caught as she coughed. "It wants to escape, and it will use you to do it." The soldier felt his blood run cold. If the parasite got free, it would not just kill them. It would spread beyond the station, beyond the stars. It would consume anything alive. The guards. roared, firing their weapons into the chamber. Bolts of burning energy hit the walls. The soldier dove behind a machine, shielding the alien woman with his body. He fired back, one shot, then another, but there were too many. The parasite whispered again, almost gently, "Touch me and I will give you the strength to kill them all, to save her, to survive." The soldier's arms shook with the weight of the choice. His human heart screamed, not to trust it. But the sight of the alien woman coughing blood in his arms cut deep. If he did nothing, they would die. If he touched the console, he might lose himself forever. The guards advanced, their weapons glowing. The woman gripped his arm weakly, whispering one last time, "Don't let it win. Please." The soldier's eyes burned as he turned toward the console. The black surface pulsed brighter like it was smiling. And in that moment, his world balanced on the edge of a single choice. The human choice. The soldier's hand hovered. In the air, the black console pulsed brighter, the whisper inside his head turning smoother, sharper. "Touch me, human, I will give you the power you need, I will save her, I will make you unstoppable." His body trembled, the voices of the advancing guards crashing against the parasite's whisper in his mind. Bolts of energy blasted, past his shoulder, burning holes into the wall. The alien woman clung to his arm, her voice weak but desperate. "Don't, please don't let it control you." The soldier's chest tightened, his heart pounding like war drums. He looked at her pale face, the silver glow in her eyes dimming with each breath. If he did nothing, the guards would kill them both. If he touched the console, he might save her but lose himself. The guards stepped fully into the chamber, their weapons raised, their voices shouting in alien tongue. One fired, the blast grazing the soldier's arm, pain exploding through his flesh. He gritted his teeth, ignoring the burn. His finger twitched toward the trigger of his rifle, but there were too many. The parasite whispered again, now urgent, now promising, more. "I can end them in a heartbeat. I can fill your lungs with fire, your muscles with iron, let me in, and I will turn you into a weapon greater than them all." For a brief second, the soldier almost believed it. His hand began to rise. Toward the console, the alien woman grabbed his wrist with what little strength she had, her voice cracking. "You are human. Don't let them take that from you." Her words cut through the fog in his mind. He jerked his hand back, shouting through clenched teeth, "No, I won't be your puppet." The parasite roared in his head, its voice no longer smooth but violent. "You cannot win without me. You are weak. You will break. You will die." The soldier ignored it, shifting his grip on his rifle. He pressed the alien woman against the wall behind the machine for cover. His jaw set, his eyes hard. "If I die as myself." With a roar, he charged the nearest guard, firing point blank. The alien fell, its chest armor cracking under the blast. The others fired back, but the soldier ducked behind the console, using the black pulsing machine as cover. Each shot he fired was desperate but precise. He dropped another guard, then another, the air filled with smoke and the stench of burning metal. But there were still more coming, shadows moving in the doorway. The soldier's strength began to fade, his wounded arm heavy, his lungs burning. The parasite whispered again, softer now, almost mocking, "You will fail, human. She will die. Your kind always fails." The alien woman's cough echoed behind him, sharp and painful. Her voice, though weak, still carried strength. "Don't listen. Show them why humans are feared." Her words lit a fire inside him. He pressed his back against the console, pulled out his last grenade, and armed it. The guards rushed in, their weapons glowing with deadly light. The soldier hurled the grenade, the explosion shaking the chamber, fire and smoke consuming the front line. The surviving guards staggered, confused. The soldier seized the moment, tackling one to the ground and ripping its weapon free. With both hands he unleashed a storm of fire, forcing the rest to retreat. For a moment silence returned. The soldier fell to one knee, his body shaking, his breath ragged. The alien woman crawled toward him, her hand brushing his burned arm. You fought without it," she whispered with awe, her silver eyes filled with tears. "That is why they fear your kind." But the console pulsed violently, the parasite inside thrashing with fury. "You defied me, human, but I am not done. I will feed. I will break free. I will devour her first." The soldier's head throbbed as the voice clawed at his thoughts. The black surface cracked, dark light leaking through. He realized the parasite was trying to escape. If it broke out, not even 100 humans could stop it. The alien woman's body shook with fear. There is only one way. You must tear the cover open fully. You must face what's inside. Her words shook as tears slid down her face. But if you fail, it will consume you too. The soldier looked at her trembling form, her eyes begging him not to give up. He swallowed hard, his choice burning inside him. He could run, leave the parasite locked inside, hope someone else would deal with it, but if it ever escaped, billions could die. His voice was rough, filled with fire. No, it ends here. He placed his hands on the cover of the black console. The alien woman gasped. Don't. You don't know what you're doing. The soldier gritted his teeth, pulling with all his strength. The metal shrieked, sparks flying. As the seal broke, the console split open and inside something moved. Not machine, not flesh, but a writhing parasite of pure darkness. Its tendrils glowed faintly, feeding on the air itself. It turned its eyeless face toward him and whispered, directly into his mind, "You should have run." The collapse of his world. The parasite rose from the console like liquid shadow. Its tendrils slithered through the air, glowing faintly with sick light. The chamber shook as if the station itself feared what had been freed. The soldier tightened, his grip on his weapon, though a voice deep inside whispered that bullets would mean nothing. The alien woman gasped in horror, pulling herself against the wall, her silver eyes wide, her voice trembling. "It is awake. It has tasted life again." Her words cracked as fear broke through her. If it escapes this room, it will never stop feeding. The soldier's mind throbbed as the parasite's whisper slithered into his head again. "You are mine now, human. Your fear is sweet, your anger delicious. Give in and I will spare her." The soldier spat blood on the ground, shaking his head. "No, you will not take me." The parasite lashed out, a tendril striking the floor where he stood. The impact shook the chamber, metal splitting open, sparks raining down. The soldier rolled to the side, firing burst after burst. The blasts tore through the shadowy body, but the holes closed instantly. It laughed inside his head. "Your weapons are toys, your struggle is amusing. I will enjoy breaking you." The alien woman coughed violently, her body trembling, her voice weak but urgent. "The parasite feeds on life force, not just flesh. You cannot fight it with guns. You must tear it from its host." The soldier frowned, sweat dripping down his face. "Host? You mean you?" She nodded slowly, her eyes shimmering with pain. "When they put me in the chamber, they forced it into me. It clung to me, feeding. That's why I couldn't breathe." Tears slid down her cheeks. "If you rip it free, it may kill me, but if you don't, it will kill everyone." The soldier's heart froze. The choice cut deeper than any wound. He could see the parasite clinging to her chest now. A black tendril embedded into her ribs, pulsing like a second heartbeat. Her breaths were shallow, each inhale a battle. The parasite hissed louder, its voice filling his skull. "She lies, human. She is weak, fragile. You will kill her with your own hands. I am the only way to save her. Join with me, and together we will rise." The soldier's body shook as pain stabbed through his head. The parasite was pulling at his mind, trying to make him believe its lies. He dropped his weapon, his hands shaking, his chest heavy with dread. The alien woman reached for him, her hand trembling but her eyes steady. "You are human. You choose, not it." Her words lit something inside him, a memory of Earth, of his people, of voices that never gave up. He clenched his teeth, shouting through the pain, "No, I decide who lives and who dies." With a roar, he grabbed the parasite's tendril with both hands. It burned like fire, his skin blistering instantly. The parasite screamed inside his skull, its voice breaking into 1,000 shards. The woman screamed too, her body shaking as if her soul was being torn apart. The soldier pulled harder, his muscles straining, his vision blurring. "Let her go," he roared. The tendril ripped free. Black liquid sprang across the chamber, sizzling against the walls. The parasite shrieked, a sound that shook the air like thunder. The alien woman collapsed to the floor, her chest rising and falling faintly. The parasite writhed in front of him, weakened but still alive. It lunged, tendrils striking wildly. The soldier snatched a fallen alien weapon, its edge glowing with deadly energy. With one final scream, he drove it through the heart of the parasite. The creature convulsed, its tendrils twisting violently. A wave of dark energy exploded outward, shaking the chamber. The soldier was thrown back, his body slamming against the wall. The parasite shrieked one last time before its form cracked apart, dissolving into dust. Silence fell. The chamber was broken, smoke rising from the console's remains. The soldier coughed, dragging himself toward the alien woman. Her eyes fluttered weakly, open, her lips trembling. You saved me." But as he touched her face, his chest tightened with horror. Her skin was pale, her breath shallow. The parasite had taken too much. Her heartbeat was fading. "No, stay with me," the soldier whispered, his hands shaking as he tried to keep her alive. "You can't die now. I fought for you. You have to live." Tears slid from her glowing eyes, her voice faint as a feather. "You showed me humans are different, stronger, kinder than I ever believed." Her fingers brushed his hand. "Thank you." Her chest rose one last time, then stilled. The soldier's world collapsed. His breath caught, his heart breaking. He held her, in his arms, his body shaking with grief and rage. The chamber's alarm suddenly blared again. A council broadcast echoed through the station, cold and sharp. "The subject is dead, but the human knows the truth. Capture him alive." The soldier's eyes burned as he looked down at the woman's still body. He placed her gently on the floor, his voice a whisper. "I will make them pay." He rose to his feet, his weapon tight in his grip. The parasite was gone, but the war it had revealed was only beginning, and now, one human carried the secret that could bring the council to its knees.